Boy, does this studio smell. Everybody's standing here with their arms up. Okay, you're on. Thank God. Good evening and welcome to another edition of Teen Forum. I'm your host, Frank Bluestein, and your hostess is Marla Title. It's going to be one of those evenings. I can see it right off. I'd like to welcome you once again. Tonight we got an interesting show, and we got a little switch, as you might have seen at the beginning while they're shooting a shot of the set. And that is that Dave Schwartz is going to interview us. It's something that he's wanted to do for some time for his radio program, and since we haven't been around so often because of the weather, because of the holidays, he wants to do it right here. So you'll see what a radio broadcaster does in a way of going about getting his interviews for his show. Should be a lot of fun. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Dave Schwartz. Hello.
He's sleeping.
Yes. I guess I've done that.
Do you want to sign in?
Yeah. Okay.
First of all...
Watch it, our set's gonna fall
Oh,
down.
I'm sorry.
I think
The John Gilbert Show on your station or whatever it may be. John Gilbert, there was some articles on him just recently in The Sun, and you know, John Gilbert, for instance, tries to be a counselor on everything and anything you could ever think of, and plus he's still giving the adult side of the view. And at least on Teen Forum here, you know, if you have something to be discussed, you bring down a guidance counselor or have somebody that's you know, relevant to the topic.
Well, it's not quite a way to go discussing colleagues or people that are in the same field. They're trying to do the same things we might be doing, but at the same time, there is a great amount of merit in that, and that's one of the reasons as to why we began this show, to give the other the other side, and possibly, if it's right, the more truer side to a situation.
Well, it gives the other side, like as I was mentioning, you only get the adult side on that part, and here you're getting the teen side. I can't think of any other show where you actually do get the teen side.
The one other thing that we're very proud of is not just the teens, it's the parents as well that often get involved, and that gives me a lot of pleasure because that was one of the points we wanted to get across in a Teen Forum. Is racism in Toronto? Is there? Do you believe that there is a lot of it? Is it as bad as some of the networks in the United States believe it is? With us now is Harold Johnson, a gentleman who works with us here on Teen Forum every Monday night and works here at Keeble. Hello, Harold.
Hi.
How you doing?
You were one of the members of our discussion committee prior to the show on our topic for this evening, and we had quite an interesting discussion out there about racism in Toronto, and you had some views that you were going to mention. What comes to the top of your mind immediately when you think of racism in Toronto?
I don't believe it's anything out of the ordinary. I think it's something that's the way of life in Toronto. As I mentioned before, from as far back as I can remember, there was always one ethnic group that everybody was jumping on. And whether you were black, Jewish, Italian, Polish, German, there was somebody that was on your head. And it's just something you have to, I feel you basically have to learn to cope with, and eventually it'll pass. For instance, if I turn around and I walk down the street and I decide I see a couple of, as the expression goes, honkies walking down the street, and I says, hey man, I don't like your face. I decide I'm going to change the pattern, So I go over and I thump these dudes out, Okay man, these two guys are going to turn around, they're going to get the bones together and, say, hey, we just can't handle this. We're going to teach this sucker a lesson, okay? So they don't know who I am, all right? And I just go on my merry way, and I got this pat on my back. I just thumped out two honkies, They turn around in return, and they see a couple of niggers walking down the street, and they say, bang, we'll get them. And then they jump on them. Right off the bat, say, hey, they did it because we were black. But it's not that. It's only because of revenge. And it's, like I said, in return, it only just creates more hassles.
Teen Forum, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello, you're talking about racism here. We didn't have so much of that until everybody started talking about what the other fellow was doing. Now, if everyone kept quiet and tried to get along, I think this would disappear. There are people who may have different races, different cultures, but we could get along if someone didn't say, oh, this poor fella, he's come from Pakistan or someplace, and everyone is against him. Well, what about us? I've been here for generations. I don't care who comes from where, as long as they leave me alone.
I agree.
Very good. Very good comment. And at the same...
This gentleman here that's on the air.
Beg your pardon?
A lot of things he said.
Which one? Who gets the points, Miriam?
Not you.
Not me.
No, I think he's right in an awful lot of ways. And I think the whole thing is that we're stirring up trouble, and the more we stir it up and the more we talk about it, and I don't see where they need any sympathy or that we need any sympathy.
Exactly.
The thing is for us to try and get along together. But if we're going to say, this poor fellow, he's being beat up and everything else, and it's racism, we're going to keep on having it.
You're right. I agree totally with what you've said, and I just hope that, I would hope that things could clear up in such a way where people can turn the other cheek, and possibly just try to carry on some type of relationship with one another in which there are no racial slurs.
I think they will in
What
time.
are your personal feelings on Teen Forum, the success of it, and just how it's been going ever since you really began the show? Marla?
Go ahead. I insist.
Well, let's see. Well, one thing that Frank and I try not to do is we don't tell our viewers if they should call us up and say they have a problem. We don't say what they should do and what they shouldn't do. We just give them our opinion of what we might, do in that situation and let them take it from there.
Just let them go. Yeah, okay, go ahead with your problem.
Okay, like, all the time she calls me a poor little bastard.
We have a caller here right now, if you just tuned in, who is a bit off topic this evening, but somebody with a small problem, that is that his mother is a bit, how you'd like to say, aggressive with her son and likes to scream at him. Does she hit you?
Yeah.
She does. She hits you and she screams at you. You've got a problem there, son. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
17.
You
17?
don't.
I'm joking, I'm only 11.
No. And she hits you and she screams at you.
Yeah.
Why does she do this?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, you must do something wrong that she does this.
No, we always scream back at each other.
I see. You love each other, really. And screaming is just one way of, making sure each other hear yourselves, right?
Yeah.
I see. What are these problems over? Are they big arguments?
Hmm?
Are these big problems that you're having with your mother? Real big problems?
Yeah.
Well, give us an example.
School.
School. What about school? Are you not doing well?
No, I get, I don't know, what's going on? They give me a hard time, not, they send my mom all the time.
I beg your pardon?
They send my mom all the time.
Well, obviously there must be a problem. Maybe you're part of it. I'm sure that you are. Why don't you sit down with your mom and discuss these problems with her? Say to your mom, hey,
I try to, but I get backhanded.
You get backhanded. I see. Have you ever gone up to your mother and said, look, Mom, I'm your son, I love you. Let's sit down, let's discuss these problems, and maybe we can help each other.
Okay. How long have you and Marla been doing Teen Forum?
Teen Forum began in '73, in the fall, and it's been going ever since. We're right now into our into our sixth. Oh, they call it television season, September to January, and January to March or April.
Mm-hmm. So
we're into about our 7th or 8th, I think, but I never really stopped to count. One thing I did recently, though, while sitting down with Marla, is we've counted the number of shows that we've done, which comes to something over 200.
It's quite impressive.
That's something we got underneath our belt. We don't know where they went. We've enjoyed doing them, so maybe that's why we haven't really noticed the amount of work that we've put into it.
Sense of humor. But no, seriously speaking, whenever the word food is mentioned, he's always around.
Well,
But that's okay, because we love having him
they're
around.
obsessed with her. They're obsessed
But
with
that's
our.
good. I mean, look,
with
he's
our,
the only one that eats Frank's food anyway, so,
Hey.
I'm just kidding. Frank happens to be the best
Hey,
cook
easy,
I know.
easy. Okay, what do you say we go over there and we'll
Sure.
start making pizza bagels? Grab her drinks. And here we go. Now, because of the results that we had of doing it last time with you, Marla, I
What
noticed.
does that mean?
Well, I'm just trying to refer to the fact that you are a bit of a slop sometimes.
Me?
And you occasionally like to, to get things on you. So if you'll just excuse me for one moment. We'll just, we
Aw,
can dress her up, but you can't take her anywhere. So,
thanks a lot.
there you go. And if you turn around. Because you're going to be doing most of the work.
Frank never lets me cook.
Oh, you got everything? Your mic's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, how's that? Hey.
Oh, terrific.
If you've never had a bagel before and you never want to take the adventure of going out and buying bagels, for certain people out there, The one thing I can suggest, which is just as tasty, is you can take an English muffin, slice it in half, and make it on top of that. It's excellent. And you know.
You can even just take a plain slice of bread.
Sure, you could do
know.
that. But for some reason,
But
the
then
bagel.
it's not a pizza bagel.
But yeah, and the pizza bagel sort of offers a different taste
Yeah.
to it, which I think is very, very, very nice, and I think a lot of people will enjoy. Now, as far as putting on the sauce, here we go. We have our brush, and
Oh, here comes our cheese.
oh, look at this.
Thank you.
Another plate. Here we go. Have another plate.
More cheese? What'd you do? Buy a cow, make the cheese yourself?
Mama Bravo over here.
Team Forum, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Who set up of the idea of that sandwich? Of that pizza, I mean.
Okay, there's a history behind this. There's a big history, okay? And it goes back, let's see, to the era when, oh, I can't use that on television. No, it's been around for a long time. People, you know, they sit at home, they don't feel like ordering in a pizza because they don't have the money or something like that. And, you know, it's a common thing to melt cheese on a piece of bread or a bagel or something like that. You know, timeless. What can I... Seriously, I want your honest opinion, and don't lie, okay?
I don't choke first. No.
First of all, here, I'll get your drink so you can wash it down.
It looks really good.
Let's see.
Mmm.
Oh,
It is really good.
that's terrific.
Gross.
That was terrific.
It's just gross.
They're good.
No, no, not that the bagel is gross.
I am, yeah.